Hello and welcome to D.O.O.M Podcasts, where we reach into the depths of our minds.
Where we tell stories, share experiences, and give advice to the people out there.
Yeah.
My name is Boxer Meteor.
And I'm Kenzin.
And welcome to D.O.O.M Podcasts.
Hope you enjoy.
So today's topic is relationships.
That's a fact.
Okay, so, and now we tell the Kit Kat story.
The kitty cat story, where she go meow, but fucking English.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Depth of Our Minds. This is a podcast that we decided to do. Honestly, the Saturday Night podcast, we wasn't sure what to do. So we're kind of like, hey, let's start a new channel, take a different approach, and see how this goes.
Okay, so the problem with Shattered Emerald was that it was supposed to be a 5-man group, but 3 of those men didn't do shit. So it just ended up being me and Damien here. So we decided to split off and do our own 2-person podcast channel and start going solo with our gaming channels instead of just being in a group. So here is our first podcast on D.O.O.M, which by the way stands for Depths of Our Minds. That's why it's called D.O.O.M. It's an acronym. So yeah, these are just gonna be big unedited chunks of just our audio, us having like a nice conversation about whatever the topic happens to be. And just kind of giving you our advice and like giving our opinions on the topic and kind of what's chill with it, you know?
Yeah. So hopefully we can help you out with these different things that are happening in your relationships.
Oh, by the way, I'm Kenzin and this is by Axel Meteor.
Eventually we are going to have a video for it. But right now it's kind of hard to make a video because the lighting is terrible.
Yeah, we still live in our parents' houses, so parents' houses, boys, I can talk.
Yeah.
I have the English language.
I'm actually in the event of a move at the end of the month.
Oh, sick.
And so stay tuned for that, because what will happen is Ken will be at my place, and then what we're gonna do is have like an actual place so that we can record. It's gonna have nice lighting and everything. So yeah, we got windows and shit.
Let's
So,
get it. Okay,
let's
start
off with our first relationships.
All
Let's
right.
just talk about our relationships.
You want to go first, or?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I had a few girlfriends in elementary school, and during elementary school, we were just barely learning about this type of thing, you know? It's getting, for some reason, it's just the role of relationships and people learning about it is just going younger and younger and younger.
It is. It really is.
Honestly,
That's true.
Kind of stupid.
That's why you see like 5-year-olds that are like, "Oh my god, this is my girlfriend." It's like, no, stop. Like when I grew up, my first girlfriend was in 7th grade. I mean, that's still kind of young, but like not as young as it is now.
I would say that's normal.
I kind of just spoiled it.
That like the beginning of a relationship would be normal in 7th grade.
Yeah.
But for me was, I think, 5th.
5th, damn.
Yeah.
All right.
So my first girlfriend, it was kind of weird. We had an actually really chill relationship. So like how it started was that I just, I hanged out with my chill group and whatnot, and like I'm not gonna say the name specifically. I'm just gonna say Jared and Dine. Jared had a sister, and her name was, let's just say
Rebecca.
Nice. Rebecca. So Rebecca was like, she was pretty cute. She was about a foot shorter than me. If you guys don't know, I'm like 6 foot tall, so
Wow.
I'm a really tall person. Well, not at that time, but
Now
you can compare it. Yeah. So Rebecca was like kind of short. She had black hair. Let's just say she was, normal weight and everything. So she came up to me while I was talking to her at my friend's house, at Jared's house, and she was like, "Hey, I kind of like you. Hey, you know what? I'm cool with that. I don't really pay attention to relationships. I wasn't, looking for a relationship.
You weren't old enough.
Well, yeah, but it was like,
But it was like, I mean, if it's available, I'll take it. I'm not looking, but you get what I'm saying.
So I was just like, you know what, I might as well, So relationship that time, very first, she was my first kiss as well, that's pretty cool. We had a problem with communication because like I would be at Jared all the time, and it's kind of weird like having your sister hang out with you and your friends when you're, it's just like a normal thing that you would think that it's weird.
I mean, yeah, but my sister hangs out with me and Damien sometimes when we're, just chilling.
Well, it's just because your sister's cool. I mean,
You're saying
she's-
Rebecca wasn't cool? You trying to diss Rebecca? I don't know her, but she's my homie now. No, not really.
well, it's like when you're young like that, you just want to keep things private. I guess you kind of thought that it would be private type of thing. So our problem was communication because both of us didn't have phones.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, the only time we'd be able to talk is when I went to Jared's house, which was really rare because I was,
young.
it's kind of hard to walk when you're like down the street.
It's hard
without
to
people.
walk when you're small. My legs are too short. God damn it! I can't take big enough steps.
Down the block is like a freaking entire 2 miles for you when you're 11 years old.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
I'm not 7 years old. It's what, 11?
Mhm.
I'd say 11. Yeah.
It's harder when you're smaller. It's just a fact.
We would hang out. We would have problems with communication, and it's like we would just say hi, hug, and then that's it. That's kind of a false thing for a relationship. Now you look back at it and you're just, huh. So our first date, I was just like, you know what? Let's go hang out by ourselves, just me and you, and we'll just go to like a park. So that's what we did. We set it up like after school, we would just straight up walk there, and Jared, hanged out with Dine with at the park, and me and her hanged out, and she was just, so I kind of want to kiss you, and was like, what at?
What at?
I wasn't actually sure.
When you don't know what kissing is.
Yeah,
You're too young for a fucking relationship if you don't know what that shit is.
Well, it's
my
just
opinion.
what's
Damn.
that? It's just like, I'll show you. It was actually pretty cute, but it was kind of awkward. And I guess
It's weird to me. I mean, in my opinion, if that were to happen, like between any couple, I think that would be cute and awkward. It's kind of like cute and awkward. It's just the same thing. But the problem is, you guys were fucking 11, so in my mind, that just looks like some weird pedophilia shit.
Well, technically, it's just we're too young. To
Yeah,
understand what
exactly.
the hell we're doing. We just thought it
Yeah.
was cool. What was yours? What was your first relationship?
Okay, my first relationship. This is a weird fucking story, so buckle the fuck in. By the way, I'm gonna try to work on not swearing so much because I want to be child friendly, but like it's just kind of stuck in my head. I say fuck all the time. I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's just hardwired into my fucking brain. I mean my effing brain. Sorry, but basically, so
Just replace them with funny adjective.
ice cream.
Oh,
Wait,
it's
ice
like-
cream's not an adjective.
It's like,
Mother slimy. No, but okay, so sorry. Basically, my first relationship was in 7th grade, as I stated earlier, with this girl. We'll call her Sarah, okay? Fucking Sarah. I don't know, it's just a generic bitch name. So basically, I met Sarah in my Spanish class, and she sat next to me, and I looked at her, I'm like, she aight. And, basically, I started talking to her, at the first little while that I sat by her in Spanish class, I never really talked to her because, like, I'm a nervous wreck, or, well, I was.
you were just like,
I'm
gonna just sit here next to you.
Yeah, I didn't actually choose to sit next to her. That was just how the seating arrangement was. I just fucking stuttered. No, I didn't. I paused. That was how the seating arrangement was. And we were just, like, sat next to each other. Like, it was just a coincidence, right? And I started, like, at one point, like, she was talking to her friends, and, like, something came up that I had an opinion on, and I just kind of hopped in and stated my opinion. And they were like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, hi, I'm Ken. And basically, I ended up adding Sarah on Messenger, and we started talking, and basically it was the classic, like, ooh, I love you, oh, I love you too. That shit. It was basically how we found out. I was like, I basically told her that I liked her, and then she was like, oh, I like you too, and I was like, oh, okay then. Actually, it was the other way around. She told me she liked me first, and then I told her that I liked her too. And, as a horny 13-year-old kid that just hit puberty, I just kind of was like, okay, whatever, I'm fine with this. And, basically the relationship went no further than holding hands. Because, I was too young. But here's here's basically what happened. It was, like, we were just friends, right? And then we told each other we liked each other. And then we continued to be just friends. The only thing we did differently was hold hands. Like, that's literally it. We even hugged before we were dating and shit, so, like, that's as far as it got. And then, she cheated on me with this kid. His name's David. Yeah, his name's David. Just their fake name.
Yeah.
His name's David. Sorry. That was so awkward. I don't know why. David was just the first name that came into my mind. So yeah, basically she cheated on me with this kid named David, and I was pretty cool with this kid. I still am cool with this kid to this day. Like he's not a bad kid. I was just kind of pissed at him at the time because she cheated on me with him, and basically, long story short, a year later she ended up getting pregnant with this kid named David, and yeah, she was 15 and pregnant. And I dated that bitch. So, fucking Sarah and David laying in a bed. Fucking.
Are you alright, dude?
No, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just, flowing with it. This is a podcast. That's what you're supposed to do. Flow with it.
Alright.
I love how I'm moving my arms and shit too, and no one can see it.
So my second relationship was actually like when I started to learn about things like normal relationship things. So like it was in 7th grade. Her name was Kelsey. I'm gonna just say Kelsey. Yeah. So like the first thing happened was like we sat completely across from the classroom. So she was at the top left and I was at the bottom right. So I would look at her and I just thought she was really cute. She was from Italy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pasta. Okay.
I was like, I'm actually like that's how I started being interested into like Italy culture and Italian culture and stuff like that.
You like to cook Italian food, right?
Oh yeah.
Off topic, but
yeah, and we cook a lot of Italian food.
Anyways, back to the subject.
So I would look at her and then like there was just this one point where she looked at me
and then you instantly look away.
I was like,
oh, everyone does that. I did that with people I liked. I used to do that shit. It's so awkward. I don't do it anymore. Like if I'm staring at someone and they look at me, I don't look away because like it shows more confidence, so.
I was looking at her, she was looking at me, and I was just like,
you had to cover your face like you didn't see shit.
Yeah, I had like one of those freaking heavy ass like textbooks.
You just put it in front of your face.
Basically, I was like, I'm gonna just put my head in this.
you
and
ain't
then
see
I looked, and then I like checked to see if she was still looking at me. She was still looking at me, and I was just like, and I smiled, and she smiled back, and she was like, waving her fingers, like saying hi. I was like, I don't know if that's like weird. I find that weird. She's like
doing this shit.
Yeah, so
that,
like
I don't know that I feel like that's just like a classic girl way to wave. I mean, you see a guy doing that, you either assume one of two things: he's gay or he's really feminine.
Well, like you guys know what I'm talking about, like the 3 fingers thing.
Oh.
So, and then like nothing really happened. I went home. I came back to school a couple of days later.
All right.
And so I got the notebook, and we like for our tables we get books. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna get an extra book and I put it on her desk for her because she didn't. Because like I don't know.
It's a classic nice guy thing to do.
Yeah, it's
I
like
understand that.
it was like at the time where like I was learning manners and I was learning like just being a gentleman in general.
Yeah.
Like, for like if I'm real serious about something, I'm really gentleman-like, and I'm like I have actual manners and everything. And
Agreed.
Like,
Me too.
and it's kind of like a normal thing for me.
Yeah.
So so I give her a book, and she said thank you, and then like I gave the books to the rest of the class, and then I don't know if you had recess. Like in middle school, I had a weird recess thing.
I didn't.
So
I
we-
just had lunch.
Yeah, we actually.
We went to the same middle school. What are you talking
Oh yeah,
about?
so it was like. I don't think I met you during that time then, huh?
I think you met me in 8th grade.
Oh yeah, so.
Didn't you go to a different middle school for 7th and then come to?
Yeah, it was like in between the year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah,
like-
you met me in 8th grade.
So like, it's a lunch, and then you can go outside, whatnot. She came up to me and she was like, "Hi." She was like, "Why were you looking at me?" I was like, "I thought you was cute. What do you want?"
Is that actually what you
Yeah,
said? Dude,
it's
that's so
exact-
confident. Like, I would not have said that. I would have been like, I don't know, I just wanted to. I mean, now I wouldn't have, but like, when I was your age, I wouldn't have done that shit.
Well, it's like, I know that you know this, but like, I have a very strong confidence. Like sometimes, like if I really want to do it,
You will.
I have extremely confidence, and it overrides everything.
If you're dedicated
And
to
then
something,
it's like-
you will do it. I know that.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen, so.
And then like awkwardness, I'm clueless about how awkward I am in real life.
Straight up,
So
one
it's just
time,
like-
actually, spoiler alert for later in the podcast, but one time, we were texting, and he told me, my future girlfriend wants to meet you, and then added us to a group chat. And yes, they did, in fact, end up dating, spoiler alert, but I don't know how many girlfriends later that is, but I've only had 3, so maybe 4. I'm not sure what's happening right now, but maybe 4.
Yeah. So, so after that, she was kind of like, "Hey, do you want to hang out? We can play dodgeball," or, you know, like I don't really remember what it was, but I'm not an athletic person. I don't like athletics. I don't like sports because I find like those people are usually just really athletic, and it's kind of like they're too
Unfair.
athletic. Well, they're just too athletic, and it's like I don't know what do you call it, hyperactivity.
Oh
Or
yeah,
something.
yeah. When people,
It's like-
people, usually athletic people, do have like that sort of like hyped personality, and they sometimes
Like,
get annoying.
Like they work.
I see what you're saying.
Well, it's like they work out too much too, and it's like they play sports way too much. What my mom has is like,
Disclaimer. I have nothing against people who play sports or sports in general. I just personally am not a fan of it, and I mean, I'm okay if a certain sport is your passion and that's what you want to do, but like what I'm not okay with is like if you brag about it. You're like, oh, your hobby is to play video games. Well, I play basketball, so I'm stronger than you. Ooh, it's like, so the fuck what? We have different hobbies. Fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
well, I've actually known a lot of people that are athletic. Like I was going to say is like my mom. My mom is extremely athletic. Like I don't know where this come from. It's like she's super skinny, but yet she still cares about what she eats and whatnot. It's like
Diet.
and it's like I don't understand it to a certain because I think she just takes it too seriously, and I think that she should just like calm down.
Well, maybe the reason she does that is so that she can stay skinny. Like maybe she's not trying to get muscles, but she's just trying to not be fat.
Yeah. Okay, so on her board, she has a board, and it's every other day, and if she misses this, then it's the next day right after, because she's busy or whatnot. But it's like, there's one that's like 500 push-ups. It's like,
Really?
are you okay?
I mean, honestly, that's not a bad like idea, but if you take something that seriously, I mean, more power to you. But sometimes pushing yourself too far can be a bad thing. And I know, like, whenever you take a PE class, your PE teacher's definitely gonna be like, yeah, push yourself. You can do this. Push yourself. But like, if you push yourself too far, you're gonna like pull a muscle and break your arm or some shit. Like, you don't wanna try to force yourself to do like 1,000 sit-ups every fucking day. Like, that's ridiculous.
Well, it's like, I'm glad that she like takes care of like the other things. It's like, because if you didn't know, I'm kind of interested in like learning and being like a coach, like an actual coach at a school or like a fitness trainer or something. But like I've done some research, and it's like she does like everything that she needs to, you know, she eats, but there's like, I don't really agree with like the energy, like the protein shakes. It's like that's kind of unnecessary. If you have like normal vegetables and stuff, it's like
That's
like,
fine.
all right, you know.
But like, if you're trying, basically, a protein shake is the equivalent of just like weaker steroids. It's a drug that makes you get more muscle when you work out. Basically, that's why people do protein shakes, in case you weren't aware of that. And I probably sound like I'm fucking insulting your knowledge by saying that, but believe it or not, a lot of people don't get that.
Back to the relationship thing. So I played like a round of dodgeball with her, or I forgot what it's called. I think it's like Foursquare or something.
Foursquares, probably. At that age, probably Foursquares.
But like the people that there was like one person that we played with, and he was like a complete douche. Like he's got like that, you know, the tank top that you can actually wear at school, which is kind of
a man beater. Or a wife beater. A man beater.
Like,
sorry.
so it's just like he's got the wife beater. He's got like the freaking the fake metal necklace that's like fake chain. It's like, I'm cool, and he like tries to hit the ball super
cool.
hard and stuff.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that when like you're trying to fucking like play Foursquare or some shit, and you throw the ball, and the motherfucker's just like, BIP! And it flies like 500 fucking feet into the air. It's like, what the fuck? And then it comes down so fucking hard, hits someone in the head, they fucking die. Like, no, that's not. Be peaceful. Holy shit, just tap.
It's like,
you don't need to fucking
so-
punch it with the strength of like all of your fucking body. Jesus Christ.
So what this guy did is like he hit it so hard that he hit the ball, right? But he was aiming at me, but it actually hit Kelsey in the face.
Oh man.
And like she's got like that boom.
That red, you know, the red on your face. I know what you're talking about. I've been hit by those before. With big ass bounce balls.
But I was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know. You haven't even known this story. But I walked up to this guy and like it was like a fast dance. I walked up to this guy and like freaking uppercut him in the left jaw.
Man,
and
dude.
like he snapped his neck and fell.
You broke his neck?
No, like snap.
Sorry, continue. Sorry.
No, snap and like he like jerked it back.
Mm.
Like I didn't hear no snap or anything.
Oh, so you mean he just went?
So he actually fell,
Uh-huh.
and then like scraped his elbow, and started crying. I was just like, "Screw this guy." And so I went to Kelsey, and I was like, "Dude, are you okay?" It's like she was like holding her face, and I was just like, "Here, let me see your face. See if you got any cuts or something." Like, and then like she didn't have a cut or anything, but she had like tears. So I like wiped her tears, and then like for some reason like she put her right hand on my left shoulder, and then that was our first kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, whoa, well,
That
it's like
happened.
relationship first kiss versus like life first kiss type thing.
Yeah,
so it was relationship first kiss, and it's like it was kind of a cool thing, and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then I kissed back, and then after that I told her, I was like, do you need to go to the nurse? And she was like, no, I think I'm okay. I think you healed me. It's like,
Healed me.
I was like,
this isn't fucking like Disney.
I'm not a magician, but okay. So like the bell rang, and we was like, okay, and I like handed her bag because like we put all our bags in the same area because we were playing the same game. And then I like I left the kid that I punched on the floor because I didn't care about him. It was like, he's a douche anyway.
Get up and deal with the kid.
Yeah.
Stop crying, bitch.
So we both, I gave her a bag, and then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go to class. So we both went to class and whatnot, and so I didn't know this, but like the person that watches you outside
saw it all happen.
Yeah, they saw it, came up to me. I got in trouble. And I had like recess detention or something, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So like the next couple of lunches I couldn't. But when I saw her in class, I also checked on her. Like I think it was the day after, because it's like AB.
Yeah,
it was a B day. So like I seen her the next, checked on her, and she was like, yeah, and then we hugged, and then she was like, I asked the teacher, and he said that you can sit next to me. I was like, okay. I didn't expect that. I was like, all right.
So wait, I have a quick question. Sorry to interrupt. Like before she kissed you, were you actually like together, or were you just kind of like friends, and that's what started it?
Well, we knew that we liked each other because of like the very first thing.
But you like didn't decide to go together yet.
Yeah. So
okay.
we weren't actually dating technically
until that moment.
No, I'll explain.
Okay.
So like when we sat together, it was like a weird thing. So when I sit down, I put my feet forward because we were across from each other, and I kind of just crossed it at the ankles, and then like for some reason she like put one of her legs and then threw like the hole between my legs.
That's weird.
And then
that's so
crossed the legs.
awkward.
It was kind of cool because it was like
a thing. Yeah.
It was like an intimacy kind of a thing that we did, and nobody noticed. Nobody said anything. So it's like a cool little thing here, you know?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So then, like, because this is junior high, I don't know if I said that before.
Yeah, you did.
So when this was junior high, there's like I think it was a Valentine's dance or something.
Oh, yeah.
And to make it not awkward, like, the school makes you ask, like, 7 people.
Oh.
And it's like, first dance. And then it's a love song. And then it's like in between each dance, it was just like a normal song. I don't like dancing. Right now I do, because it's kind of like, it's just a cool thing.
I guess, yeah.
You know, I'm sure that a lot of people that like dancing, like, just like ball dancing, like square dancing or something like that, would know what I'm talking about. So we were both heading towards each other when teacher signed out the papers. The dance, I asked her first, and I was like, hey, do you want to do the dance? Put my name on the paper. She put her name on it was like the first one, and then like we asked like just other people didn't really know about this. School is actually really cool. So like they actually taught you how to dance, like square dance.
Oh.
It was like a PE thing. Like they changed out PE for a little bit.
Oh, I see.
And
okay.
then it was like you dance with your class or whatnot. I think it's kind of cool because like I didn't actually dance with her until the dance, so it was just like random people in the class.
Yeah.
And it's like I learned square dancing and everything because we had like time to fill out the rest of the 6 people. What we just did is like every couple of dances we put our names back on the paper. So it was like 4 dances and then 3 other people were just like other people that I
like,
knew.
What the hell? Yeah.
It was like the teacher didn't care because the dance was over before we had to turn in the papers.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was like it's an assignment. It's like weird assignment, but like
an assignment to square dance with people.
Yeah,
that's so awkward. That especially if you don't like have like a girlfriend. That sounds like so awkward.
Well, it's just like it's just so that you can learn about this thing because they already know. It's like we had sex ed after this. It was like part of sex ed. I don't know.
Oh,
it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So like during the dance, it was really cool, and our second kiss happened there, and then I was just popped in my head. I was like, you know what? Do you want to go to like eat or something? It's like we didn't have cars, we don't have people, so I just saved money and we went to McDonald's during lunch.
That's great.
Well, it's like you don't know fancy stuff.
Yeah.
I remember like what I wore and what she wore, and like it's like I like if you guys didn't know, I like dressing casual. It's like I don't know why I like wearing suits. Usually I don't get a chance to.
I'm the same way.
It's like
but if I'm going to work and I really feel like it, I'll just throw on a collared shirt.
Yeah, I actually got a couple of nice shirts earlier from my mom. It was like hand me down from one of her boyfriends. It was like kind of a weird thing, and it was just like really cool shirts and stuff. And like, so we dated for a while, and then it was like randomly she moved.
Oh, so you had to break up because of the distance?
Well, it's like I didn't even know that she was moving.
Oh, she didn't tell you? That's
no,
mess.
I don't think she even knew. I think it was just.
Oh, it was just abruptly
yeah.
like, we're leaving now, bud.
Yeah,
That's
she's like,
up.
hey,
that's fucked.
like
bro.
the very last day, she was like, hey, I'm moving. It's like, okay. It's like we both don't have phones. We don't have electronics.
Oh, still.
So it's just like
I had that by 7th.
It was just like I'll remember you type of thing. So like I think it'd be cool to just to say hi to that person.
It would be kind of cool if you could
But they
find her
moved-
again somehow.
Yeah, they moved back to Italy.
Oh, man, it would be so cool if you could find her.
I know, just like
we should do a video for that, like with clickbait ass titles.
when we do like a music tour or something.
Yeah,
just like
what we could do.
Go to Italy, and then somehow she ends up seeing me because I'm playing on stage because our picture's on the giant billboard or whatever.
What we could do actually is like if you still know her full name, right? Obviously, it's not what we're saying because we're keeping anonymity.
Yeah.
What we could do is since she's your ex, what we could do is actually go on your channel and like make a video called "Texting My Ex After like so many years."
Oh, that would be a cool thing.
Like if you could find her on Facebook and add her and be like, "Do you remember me?" I mean, the problem is with that is that you have a girlfriend now, and like she might think that like you want to go back with her, but like just explain like I'm over you. I just wanted to kind of like see how you are, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like I talk to my girlfriend like all the time. I talk to her about everything, and she understands like things like that.
Yeah.
And we're cool with like taking it easy and like after all this experience that we've had.
Yeah, you're kind of more of like an open relationship type thing.
Yeah, it's more like mellow. Hey, what's up? Type
yeah,
of
it's
thing.
like it's not all serious. Like if you talk to any other girl, I'll fucking slit your dick off.
You know what? That triggers me. It's
Same.
like when there's like a boyfriend or a girlfriend that has the other person is like one of your friends or something.
It's like if you talk
Like
to that guy again, I'm gonna fucking break up with you. It's like why? They're my friend.
They're like
I've been their friend for years. Like,
it's like controlling. It's like,
I hate
dude,
that.
If
I
you
hate
have,
it.
if you have trust, you shouldn't be in a relationship. It's
Yep.
like, that's stupid.
Relationships should be built on trust. So
It'd be awesome if I had a camera, because it'd be weird just seeing us, like, the emotions and like the things that
we
do.
make really weird hand motions and shit when we talk. It's funny. Yeah, I don't know why we're looking at that. But
It's
we
just
are.
entertaining. It's like,
It kind of
helps me
is.
concentrate.
Like every time I talk, the bar just bounces, and when I go loud, it's like I just like it. Sorry. Anyways,
My relationship now is really cool.
really
and
open.
it's
Yeah.
like, we're okay with this, and like, I hate my boyfriend says not to talk to you, even though you're my best friend or whatnot. It's like,
It's like
I'm
so
sorry.
you're gonna choose this new like person that you just like, that you like probably recently met over me, who you've known for years. Like, really?
It's like, I understand that they're before you, but it's like, the boyfriend or the girlfriend doesn't have to be controlling. Me and you are gonna have a relationship, but we're gonna be in a jail cell together. You can't
Oh,
talk to
mhm.
anybody.
We must always be handcuffed together for all of eternity. What if we break up?
Handcuffed to a bar.
What if we break up? I don't know. How do we get this off?
Well, it's like, so to the people out there, if you have like a relationship like that, I feel like, in my honest opinion, it's like, it's not good. You should work it out, and
Uh-huh.
build up your trust, because like, relationship without trust is nothing.
Well, okay. Here's my opinion on that whole matter. Like one of the things I want to talk about later, which we will get to eventually. By the way, this is going to be a long podcast, maybe 2 or 3 hours, because like right now it's only a half an hour, and we're not even like halfway done with our stories yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long time then.
So yeah, if my opinion on that is like, one thing I want to talk about later in the podcast, once we get to that part, is like thinking of breaking up as a bad thing. Like, at all costs you don't want to break up, and obviously that should be like your main goal when you're in a relationship. Don't break up with the person, but that's not the case if the person makes you feel like a piece of shit, or like if the person brings down your self-esteem in any way, you should break up with them. It's not necessarily a bad thing to get out of a hurtful relationship, and a lot of people have to learn that the hard way, which is really unfortunate. I had to learn that the hard way twice. Well, not really twice, but once. And the second time was just fucking weird. I'll explain that later, though, once we're finishing our stories up. So yeah, like if you're in a relationship like that, I recommend trying to talk to the person and trying to get a change. And if no matter how hard you try, you can't get a change, break up with them. It's worth it. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you could be spending that time that you're spending with the person that makes you feel like shit. If you could be spending that time trying to find someone who doesn't make you feel like shit, that's totally worth it to break up with them. And like, breaking up isn't always a bad thing. It shouldn't always be a bad thing. And I actually watched a video by an animator named Domics. He's actually really good. He did a video about the same topic, where basically like breaking up isn't a bad thing. That was like one of his videos. I'll link it in the description, or like I'll remind Damien too when he uploads it, so that you guys can go check that out, because like he goes a little bit more in depth into it. But that's basically what I'm like referencing right now, or not really referencing, but quoting.
I'll put a link.
All right, for sure.
Yeah. So like, the end of the relationship, that's what it was. It's like, we just moved, and like, I think it's like we look a lot older. Like, I should just show you pictures of. I think I have.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if you showed me, but
like, I looked completely different, and I gained. I had a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Like, I was really.
He has lost a lot
time.
of weight now.
I lost like 50 pounds in like over a summer.
He's
like,
really good about that.
That was really cool.
Yeah, it was transforming.
Oh yeah, it's like, that's what I liked about like changing. And
change isn't always a bad thing either.
Well, yeah.
It's another reason breaking up isn't a bad thing.
You know what? So let's just call to another episode. So, not saying that this is over, but like, the next episode is like changing and like growing up in puberty, and let's do that.
All right, sure. I'm fine with that. It's a good topic.
So, okay, moving on. What was your second relationship?
Okay, so my second relationship, I mean, I'm gonna actually kind of explain too, because I had a short one. I mean, it wasn't really a relationship, it was just kind of a weird thing. And then the next one I have a story about. Okay, so I'm gonna go for two because yours was pretty long and mine are both gonna be relatively short.
Okay.
So basically, after I broke up with Sarah because she cheated on me, I ended up going on this trip with my dad's friend. His name is Johnny, and not really, but we'll call him Johnny. We went to Lake Powell, and him and a bunch of his like family and some of his friends came with us. We all like we all shared a houseboat and we kind of camped. It was really cool because like it was just a bunch of people hanging out in the middle of Lake Powell, like in the middle of nowhere with nothing but ourselves to keep ourselves company. It was really cool. It was like a really awesome experience, and I die to do it again. I've only done it twice. I haven't been able to do it again, unfortunately, but I'm hoping that I can again one day. But until then, you know, it's just kind of whatever. So basically, what ended up happening was that I saw we're gonna call her, what should we call her? We'll call her Jazz. Sure, that works. So I ended up liking Jazz. I looked at her and I was like, oh shit, I like you. But like that's not really what happened. That's just what I thought, you know, that was my thought process. And basically, I mean, obviously this was like pretty soon after I broke up with Sarah, and I was still a fucking puberty kid. So basically what ended up happening was that everyone could tell that I liked her except for her, because I made it obvious somehow. I don't know, I was just a weird kid. But like at first she didn't notice, and then she eventually noticed. And basically also another side part of the story that was really weird, there was this other kid there that was a family friend of theirs, and we'll call him Giraffe Boy because that was actually what we called him there. We didn't call him by his real name. I just remembered his real name, but we call him Giraffe Boy because he was really tall, so I'm just gonna call him that for the story. So she ended up with Giraffe Boy, and it was kind of this weird little thing that was like, oh, we're not actually together, it's just for this trip so that I have something to fuck. Not really, but like just so I can have something to cuddle with, you know, that kind of shit. And she was with him for that, basically. And I was just like kind of awkwardly third wheeling, and when she found out that she liked me, it was really weird, and to this day I still think it's weird. I don't really understand why she did it, but she kind of, okay, so not saying that she and Giraffe Boy were in a relationship at the time, but if they were, basically what happened is she would have been cheating on him with me. And it was really fucking weird. Basically she just kissed me. That was actually my first kiss, and I don't really like that fact because it was like just some random chick that I wasn't dating, you know. And I mean, I don't regret it really, because like to this day I still know her, I'm still cool with her. We're just friends at this point. Like there's nothing between us anymore. Like not like there ever was, but like that was just that weird little thing that happened. Fucking voice crack. Sorry. So yeah, me and Jazz are just kind of friends now. We barely see each other anymore because she lives somewhere else, like really far away. So but like when we do see each other, we just kind of hang out, you know. It's not really awkward, but like basically what happened was after we left Lake Powell that year, we went back the next year, and the next year it was really awkward because me and Giraffe Boy were there, and we both had that weird thing with her, and I don't think Giraffe Boy even knew that I had that thing with her. Oh yeah.
Say that.
Okay, so what I was saying is, the next year when we went there, when we went to Lake Powell again, it was kind of awkward because me and Giraffe Boy were both there, and I don't think Giraffe Boy even knows about it yet, like that was a thing. But like Giraffe Boy, if you're watching this, now you know. So by the way, Giraffe Boy, you probably might be watching this and have no idea who the hell I am, but like you'll recognize the nickname that we gave you probably. I'm Ken, by the way. You probably remember me. Sorry.
Yes.
So yeah, the next year was kind of awkward because me and Giraffe Boy were both there, but this time she actually had her boyfriend that she brought with her, and her boyfriend had like anger issues. Sorry, continue what you were saying real quick.
So like she got a boyfriend
in between the 2 years.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then brought him this year, this time. But me and Giraffe Boy were both there, so it was really awkward because basically her boyfriend had anger issues, like pretty bad, and we had to basically spend the entire time just like keeping it a secret about what happened last year, and because like if he did find out, he'd probably like flip his shit. But I mean, to be honest, the guy's still really cool, and you know who you are. I'm gonna call you by your nickname, Pringle. If you know who I am and you're watching this, hi, that happened, by the way. Sorry about that, but like you're not with her anymore, so it should be fine.
Be cool, bro. No worry.
What? What did you just say?
Yeah, it's like whatever happened. It's over.
Yeah, it's in our past now, so no hard feelings, brother. So yeah, it was really weird, but like to be honest, Pringle's a really cool guy. I don't know. I have no problems with him. He's a really cool guy, you know. There was some weird story stuff, but like that's not like in my past, or like that's not part of my past or anything. I just kind of heard about it, so I'm just gonna leave that out for now. But like, yeah, Pringle. You probably know who Jazz is if you're watching this. Yeah.
Anyways, what happened at the second thing?
So yeah, it was just kind of awkward. But like he never really found out about it. Pringle never really found out like that happened, and everything was all cool. We were all friends and whatnot. And then eventually, basically what happened was, Pringle got drunk, which was really hilarious. It was like the funniest shit I've ever seen. And yeah, and he is legal drinking age, and he was when it happened, which is really kind of awkward because like she was like 16 and dating a 21-year-old. It was weird. But yeah, you know, I got you, bro. Nothing illegal happened, I promise. So yeah, that's what happened. So that's a fun story. And then after that, for the next nearly 3 years of my life, despite my efforts, I was single.
You did have good efforts, though.
I did have good efforts. He knows. He was there.
I was wingmanning you.
But we both failed together, so... So yeah, basically what occurred was I met this girl in my ceramics class, and I'm going to call her Pelican. You'll understand why, probably, unless you have a bad memory. But we're gonna call her Pelican. Basically, Pelican was... I don't know, she was just kind of cool. I liked her. I kind of, like, once I got to know her more, I was like, yeah, I would be okay with this, you know?
So this was at the time that me and you became friends, right? Was it
No, this was in 10th grade. This was literally last year.
So it was after then.
It was after, yeah. Me and Damien were friends when this happened. So
after I did Kilty, me and you became friends at the school.
Yeah, and then we ended up going to high school together.
Hell yeah, 5 years.
Yep. So I met Pelican, and I was like, oh, she's okay, you know. I'll date her. Sure, I'm okay with this. And like, as I got to know her more, I got to like her more. The problem is that I didn't know her well enough before we actually got together. And this is, by the way, the story where I learned the hard way that, like, you know, if there's problems, breaking up isn't always a bad thing. No matter how much you think you like the person, you really don't.
Yeah, man.
And this is kind of how I learned the hard way, because what happened in the end was pretty crazy. But I'll save that for later in the podcast. So basically, what ended up happening was, sorry, once I started going out with Pelican was when I realized that she wasn't exactly who I thought she was, and when I started to get her to know her better, I was like, she's kind of weird. I mean, she's cool, and like I'm okay with her personality, and it was cool, but like she had these like weird little issues. Like she had this secret that like she was afraid of sex, and at first I thought that was weird, but I was like, I guess that might be possibly understandable. I mean,
there could be information that you don't know about, and it's like just...
yeah. So I didn't really question it. I basically just, you know, stuck with it. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna tell anyone. But this actually didn't turn out to be a secret, and she ended up telling people, and then calling me out for telling people later. So yeah, she was really weird. She had these like weird little issues about herself, and she was even like not okay with the issues she had, and like she knows about them, and she probably knows what I'm talking about. She might be watching this. I have no idea. But honestly, I'm still kind of pissed at her for what happened, because it was pretty fucked up, to be honest. And basically, like, our relationship was going good for a while, other than like those little issues and like secrets and whatnot. We trusted each other pretty well. At least I trusted her. I don't think she trusted me at all, or at least I don't believe she did ever, because of what happened and why we broke up. But basically, everything seemed fine, and then randomly one day, she just texted me. She said, I need to talk to you after school. Meet me at the buses. And I was like, okay. And I didn't think much of it. I was like, I don't know what she wants to talk about, but whatever, you know? And like, there was no warning of this. I had no clue that it was coming. But when she talked to me, she said, I want to break up with you. She said we should just be friends. And I was like, okay, I don't understand why, but you know, whatever reasoning you have. She ended up telling me that she wants to work on herself, and like, because she doesn't like I said before, she felt that she had issues and she wanted to fix them, which wasn't really the case, because she lied to me about it. But that's what she said. She said, I want to work on myself because I don't feel like I'm as good as I could be, and I don't feel like I'm ready for a relationship right now. And I was understanding with that. I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. And I just kind of, I wasn't like hurt by it or anything because I know like I didn't do anything. But I thought about it and I was like, she knew for a fact that if she actually needed time, she could have just told me to leave her alone for a while and I would have. She didn't have to like make such a big deal out of it. And she knew that for a fact, like guaranteed.
So she just like made it more hard.
I was kind of confusing, and I thought about it and I was like, there's absolutely no way that's actually why. Like it just seems weird to me. So I texted her and I was like, why did you actually break up with me? I know what you said was bullshit. And she was like, the real reason's dark, okay? It's really dark. I don't want to tell you. And I was like, just tell me. I don't care. I don't have feelings for you anymore because I know you lied to me and that's really fucked up. But it gets more fucked up, believe me. And she was like, okay, do you want to know the dark truth or just stick with what you know? And I was like, tell me the truth. I don't care what it is. I don't care how dark it is. And then she told me it was because I reminded her of her ex. And at first I was like, okay, I guess that's reasonable. And she broke up with him for a reason, right? But like, so I just kind of left it, right? And the more I thought about it, I was like, if I reminded her of her ex, why did she get with me in the first place? Like, what kind of logic is that? And that's when I realized, like, that's probably bullshit, but I don't want to start anything, so I'm just gonna be quiet about it, because I know she's just lying to me for a reason. I don't know what it is. And then Damien that sound in the mic probably was like great. Damien here, he was actually going to a different school at the time that all of this was happening. Like, throughout my entire relationship with Pelican, he was at a different school because his mom moved, but once he moved back was like right after me and Pelican broke up. When he came back, he basically started talking to her, and I was fine with this. I didn't really care. Like, to him, she seemed like a cool person, even though, like, despite what I told him about her and how I told him what happened, and she's lying to me and stuff. I don't care if he talks to her, or if he talked to her. I don't know if he still is or anything. But I don't care. Like, Damien's his own person. I'm not gonna control him. He can do whatever he wants. I don't give a shit. And Damien got really curious about it and basically just ended up asking her, like, why did you actually break up with Ken? I know it wasn't because of what you said. Like, there's no way that makes any sense. And basically she told him that it was because she thought I was going to rape her. Yes, rape accusations. That's always fun. But, you know, I'm past that. And, I mean, and then she said, like, the reason she didn't want to tell me the real reason she was leaving was because, like, she thought I was gonna try to talk her out of it. And I don't know why she thought that I would want to be with someone who thinks I'm a rapist, but it's whatever. So yeah, that was the second person I dated. Complete disaster, by the way. That was literally, like, this year. So yeah, that was pretty recent. Alright, your turn.
So,
there was a girl that posted something on Facebook, and it was like, I wonder what guys think when they like a girl. So I commented, here, I'll just read the poem. I commented, when a guy likes someone, the girl will never know how hard he can fall for her. Even though that it may not be a possibility to even get a chance to talk to her, to get a conversation, he will dream about the one day that he has a chance to. Whenever he looks at her, he can feel his heart rush with emotion and his mind fill with thoughts of her. He pays attention to the things that makes her laugh and things that make her cry, and smiles when she laughs and feels sad when she cries in empathy. He thinks about her when he dreams, dreaming of memories that may not ever exist. The first time they talk, he's calm and nervous on the outside and fucking exploding on the inside. That's what I commented.
Great.
And then after I commented this post, the girl replied, "That was sweet. I had no idea. You must have been thinking of someone while writing it." And then, like a dumbass,
You said exactly who you were talking about and accidentally tagged them.
yeah, exactly. Which was extremely embarrassing. I was like, well, shit. And there's no way undoing it now because the person that I liked, like, is always on Facebook.
Mhm.
The person that I liked is always on Facebook, so they automatically seen it. or automatically saw it when I posted it.
Yeah. That was a funny story, actually.
Yeah. So I made a group chat and added Ken, and I was just like, my girlfriend wants to talk to you, and then I left.
That is exactly what happened, and it was really awkward for me. But, you know, I dealt with it.
You're like, sup?
Well, no, actually, I think
What
this happened.
Because I left.
Well, okay, so, basically, what I remember is you actually did not say that, like, my girlfriend wants to talk to you. You said my future girlfriend wants to talk to you, so I think that this happened.
So, yeah, it was before I asked her out.
Yeah. So, yeah, that happened before, and you were, like, super confident about it, and I was like, alright, bro, you can be confident. I see how you are, right? And then you joined, and I was like, hey, what's up, guys? And then you left, and I was like, why? Why'd you do this? I don't know this person. What are you talking about?
Because we got housing. I think it was housing 48 or some shit. It was some big ass number.
Wow.
And usually you only hear like 7 or 8.
Mm.
So we moved, and I went to Cottonwood. And at that point,
Don't expose the school. No, I'm just joking. You can say it.
it doesn't matter. That school's garbage anyway.
It's trash, bro.
I bet the Cottonwood people feel me though, because that place is garbage.
It's trash.
So, trying not to say but I keep, it's like a habit.
I will show you D.O.O.M in the next podcast.
Yeah. So, let's not say so as well. I just said so like 10 times.
You annoy yourself, don't you?
I do, because I'm paying attention to what I speak.
To what you
Or what I say.
I'm paying attention to it too now, and it kind of bothers me. I'm like, shit, you do say like every 4 seconds. Like, I didn't even notice it for the first like section of this podcast.
My god, this is gonna be annoying to edit. So, when I told her that I was moving.
So Rahaha or whatever. He went on there and he said like, I never actually got over you on Kate Kat's story, and she was like, what the fuck? Who is this? And then he was texting her, and she was like, is this you? Was that you? And he was like, no. And then he screenshotted it to send it to someone and forgot that like Snapchat tells people when you screenshot shit. And so she kind of found out, and that was kind of really like an awkward moment.
I actually said yeah.
You said yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, I don't really know what happened, but shit, it got awkward because you screenshotted it, so.
After I told her why I screenshotted, I was just saying I'm sharing it to Ken. Because after I said yes, all she said was okay. I was just like, damn, I got friend zoned hard.
Yeah, you really did.
So I
yeah,
was just
she said like okay, buddy, or something like that, right? That was hard friend zone.
I was just like, well, okay then.
Yeah, but
I was really depressed.
He took a very long time to get over her.
A call back to like when me and him first met. Before me and him first met was actually like a time where I met this girl. I don't know what to call her. Let's just call her Lisa.
Okay, Lisa, that works.
By
the way, if I'm really quiet, it's because I'm sitting down in a chair in the background, so... so this person, like, I moved... This is when I first started going to the school when I met Ken. So this is like... I was alone. I knew nobody. It was the end of the year. Why did I go to a different school at the end of the year? I have no freaking idea. It's kind of weird. Going to like I think it was like in between third quarter. That's dumb. Wow.
So when I got to meet her, basically I met a friend because we had homeroom. I don't know why we had homeroom. It's kind of useless. So when we had homeroom, what we would do is like, I would talk to this guy in front of me because he seemed like a cool person. Turns out he's a total dick, and fuck you. So like, when we started talking, I told him, and then for some reason, like this other girl just joined our group in the middle of nowhere. It's like, I started thinking, I was like, this is weird people and weird school. Like, just putting it out there. I mean, so when I told him that I liked this person that was sitting in the top right corner. I'm sure if she's listening, I'm sure she knows who she is, but I'm just calling her, I think Lisa or Lily.
Lisa.
Okay, so, like, so apparently I told him, and then like, she heard, like, she was eavesdropping, and then told the one that I liked her, and I was, because basically I was just like, dude, I like this girl, like, she's really cute, she's kind of my type. It's like, I don't know why, it's kind of like, she was too perfect, and you know what, it's not a problem with me now.
Let me guess, he instantly went and told her.
No, but
Oh.
the person that's eavesdropping did.
Oh.
And then what she said, which was completely savage. She was like, he has no balls unless he tells me. I was like, all right, fucking confidence went up through the roof, I guess. I mean, so I went up to her. I was like, hey, I actually really like you. And then, like, for some reason, this is like where I started to develop awkwardness. Like I'm delirious to how awkward I am in person.
Oblivious, not delirious.
Thank you. Oblivious.
There you go.
I like how you're just sitting down because it's like, I'm tired now.
My fucking legs hurt. I'll stand back up when it's my
I can
story.
stand forever. I can stand for a very long time.
I'm
So like when this happened, she actually really liked me, and like we started dating and we holded hands, but like she was
Awkward?
no, it was like emo, because like
Oh.
it's like,
I get
yeah, it's like, but that was my type in a way. Like she
Uh-huh.
was more gothic than emo, it seemed to me. Like, not to put generalization or like a name on the face type thing, but
Mm-hmm.
like, not to put him in a category, but we ended up dating for like a long time. I think it was like one of my longest relationships, but and like at the end I was kind of worried. I was having problems with like communication and everything. Like, this is when I first got a phone, and like we had a hard time talking, and I don't like talking that much. I'm kind of a quiet person, and it's kind of hard to like just hang out. And like, I think I don't really know, but I think it was just like she was really depressed, and like we had to just stop it so that she can, you know, get it together, or maybe it was me. I have a foggy mind. I don't remember these types of things that well, but I remember when I'm telling them in a story.
Have I met this person before?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know who it is, but tell me later.
Yeah. So, well, I think you met this person like just talking to them. I think you just said it like way earlier in the thing. It was like something about my girlfriend wants to say hi or something. It was her. So
Oh, okay.
so like we broke apart, and then like I was kind of just alone. Like, I'm kind of just by myself type thing. I didn't talk to that one guy anymore, or that eavesdropping girl, because she was kind of annoying anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And then like eventually I started to check on her, and because like we hid out in this like glass box, because there was 2 doors to the school, and there's like a glass box in the middle, and you can see out and everything.
Oh,
So,
you mean the place with the giant horse statue?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been
So
in there.
like so like that's where we used to usually always hang out.
Mhm.
And so I went to go say hi, and she was like, "You're still there?" It's like, "Yeah." What do you mean? Like, she was just like, a lot of people like to leave me, and it's like I like, she didn't have any friends or anything. Like, she felt like everybody was leaving her. So like I was there for her, and I'm still there for her. And then like we became really good friends, and we learned a lot about each other and everything. And then at this time I was just I stopped dating for a while. I kind of just didn't want to date. I was just tired of it. Like, it's too much to just like spend all your time talking to this one person.
Yeah.
And then it comes to someone that I met. Let's just call her Sam, actually.
Sam.
So this person named Sam, let's just call her Sam.
Okay.
We became really intimate. Like, this was like a very strong relationship that we had it was my first make out and my first make out. We hanged out a lot more. We had a lot of dates. We had, it was like becoming an adult in the dating world. But like, there's nothing inappropriate because like I'm abstinent and I choose to be until marriage. That's just my ideal. I had no problems. It was an awesome relationship. I don't know why, but I started like just dating people that were like kind of emotional, like really emotional, and like I guess that helped me learn like how like therapeutic I can be to other people. Like I'm really good at talking to other people, and I like to help. And this is like with those two girls, Lisa and Sam, we became to know each other a lot, and I learned a lot of things from her, and we ended up breaking up because like she wanted to go back with her other boyfriend, and yeah. So do you have another story?
Okay, yeah, I have. I'll go two more. One of the last one's pretty short. Wait, so how many more do you have after that one?
One.
One? Okay. I think I know who it is. Actually, I do, in fact, know who it is. So, oh yeah, okay. So, after me and Pelican broke up because she called me a rapist, basically...
Potential.
Yeah, potential. You know what I'm saying.
It's kind of a thing that's like, she was, I think she was just insecure about herself, and inflicted it on others.
And honestly, if you want to hear like a more in-depth story about Pelican, because that was kind of an interesting situation, there's actually a video over on Shattered Emerald Podcasts. I could re-upload it here as like an unlisted video and just link it in the description so you guys can see that if you want.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll link the old ones, but we'll keep them private.
Yeah.
So there we go.
So they're unlisted. That way you can only find them if we mention them in one of these Doom podcasts, and then go look in the description for the link. That way you can find them.
Yeah.
So, anyways, basically, after that happened, I met this girl. I actually went camping, right? Because my family friend, Vance, I'm gonna say his real name because, like, I know he won't care. He's gonna be fine with it. He was going out into the military. He's gonna be part of, I think, the Air Force, but I'm not entirely sure.
That's cool.
I didn't pay too much attention. It was one of the military branches for sure.
Those people are very brave. Like
I've
done so much research about them. And it was like there was a time where I wanted to be a Marine.
Oh yeah. Okay, actually, funny story about Marines. So recently, I actually watched this movie. I highly recommend it. It's called Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, I love that movie.
If you haven't seen it, it's super realistic about what the Marine Corps is like. Like, the guy who, like, acts as the boot camp, like, drill sergeant actually used to be one, and he's not even acting. He's just doing what he did to his Marine soldiers, like... And
yeah, I've seen that movie. I love that movie. It's hilarious.
I love when they're like marching around and they're like chanting random shit like, I don't know what you've been told, I don't know what you've been told, Eskimo pussy is mighty cold, Eskimo pussy is mighty cold. Just like, oh, okay. And then there's also a part where he walks in. There's also a part where he walks into their like place where they're all sleeping at night, and he's like, drop your cocks and grab your socks. I don't know, it's just really funny to me. It's a funny movie. I mean, it's also really serious though. Like, the first half of the movie is basically just them in boot camp and like training and whatnot, and it has a really weird traumatic like twist at the end, and then it goes to like when they're actually out in the war, and it's a pretty good movie. I really like it. I highly recommend it. If you have Netflix, you can watch it on there. Just stream it. So yeah. Anyways, that's really realistic to what the Marine is like, what the Marine Corps is like. So yeah. Anyways, sorry. Continuing. So yeah, I went camping because it was like a going away party for Vance, because he's going into the military, and that's really cool. He actually finished boot camp yesterday, and he's going out to war now, so hopefully he doesn't, KIA. But like, that's all we can do. All we can do is hope. So yeah, shout out to you, Vance, if you're still alive and watching this somewhere. So basically,
let's get him on a podcast.
During that camping trip, I met this girl named Lily, and she was actually Vance's cousin, and basically, we ended up sleeping in the same tent like the first night of the camping trip, and it wasn't intentional at all. I was just hanging out with her in there, and I just kind of fell asleep, you know.
You fall asleep a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I do. So yeah, that happened. That was kind of interesting, and basically, as soon as she left, she ended up adding me on Facebook, and I accepted, and we started talking, and basically pretty soon after, she admitted that she liked me, and I was like, I like you too, sure, whatever. I mean, I'm okay with this. Like, I didn't actually like really think that I liked her that much before, but like once
it
she
opens your eyes to everything.
well, yeah, once she said that she liked me, I was like, yeah, I'm fine with that. That's cool. Because like I just didn't think of her like that before, really. I mean, I kind of did, but like it wasn't the most serious thing ever. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, she's like a family friend, so it might be kind of awkward. I don't really know. But yeah, basically, we ended up dating for a while. Actually, sadly enough, the longest relationship I had was with Pelican. And that was just a fucking train wreck. Me and Lily did not end up dating for nearly that long. It was only like, I think a little bit more than a month. I'm not sure. But like, every once in a while, she would just be like, I can't be with you right now. I don't want to be. I need to like work on myself before I can have a relationship. It was kind of similar to the reason that like it was kind of similar to the reason that Pelican claimed to be breaking up with me. But like that was a lie, and what Lily was saying wasn't a lie. So she basically, I understood that. I was like, okay, fine, that's understandable, whatever. And then when we got back together, she was like, okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna be okay. And then like literally a few days later, she broke down again, and she was like, I can't do this. I still need more time. And I was still understanding. And then once we got back together was when I went to E11, which is where the next story starts, by the way. But I'll go back to that in a minute. I went to E11, and I couldn't bring her with, even though I really wanted to. And she was kind of upset about it, but like it wasn't the worst like end of the world type deal to her, you know. And then when I got back, there was a wedding that was going to be happening soon, and she really wanted me to go to it so that I could see her again, because like it was a long distance relationship, so we didn't see each other very often, and that's why she wanted me to go, because she wanted to see me, you know. And I couldn't go. I just couldn't make it because we had other plans. And like when I told her that, she got kind of upset, and she kind of stopped like talking to me like she normally does, and she just seemed like upset. She was like, whatever, not my problem, you know, that type of stuff. And to be honest, at first I was like, she's probably just upset that plans just won't work out for whatever reason. And she's probably just taking it out on me, and it'll be fine in a while. And, you know, just every other day I'd try to text her and be like, so, what's up? Just no response. And I texted her all of these, like, crazy, weird messages and stuff, and she just never responded to me. And, like, when she did respond, it was just, I don't know. Like, just, it was, because, like, I sent a message that was something along the lines, like, you know, if you want to continue dating, like, you should try to talk to me. Like, I know there's something wrong, I just don't know what it is. We need to work this out. And I said, if you don't want to try to talk to me about this, then freaking voice crack. If you don't want to try to talk to me about this, then just, you know, it's over, I guess. I don't know. And then she's like, I don't know either. That's all she said. So, like, it was really weird. But, like, it got even more weird afterwards because, like, I kept texting her, no response, no matter what I said. Then I switched over to Messenger because I had been texting her, like, on her phone number. And so I switched to Messenger to see if I can get any, like, different response. And I texted her, and I said, like, I know there's something wrong. Just please tell me what it is. We can't figure this out if you don't want to, like, talk to me about it, right? And she was like, it was actually her cousin that picked up the phone, not Vance, but her other cousin. And she was like, for one, you aren't dating. For two, this is her cousin. And for three, leave her alone. And I was like, why? Why aren't we? What do you mean we're not dating? We've been dating. She never broke up with me. I never broke up with her. Like, I mean, maybe I did, but, like, that's not what she claimed. She claimed that the second time we broke up, afterwards we never got back together. And I sent her, like, actual screenshot proof of us doing relationship things, or, like, texting each other relationship things after the fact that we broke up the second time. And she was like, okay, fine, whatever, you win. But she basically just kept saying, like, we never got back together. You can't prove it. I'm like, I literally just did, but okay. And she just kind of like went crazy. She went berserk. It was really weird. And just she blocked me on everything, and she just hasn't talked to me since then. And to be honest, I don't know what really happened. I still have no clue what's going on with that, but you know, all I know is that we're not dating anymore, and that's how we broke up. She went crazy, and I don't know what happened. No clue what happened at all. But you know, it was fine because now I've moved on, and the next story starts at E11. But before I tell that story, Damien tells his last story.
So, the person, I don't think you know this, but like the person that I dated before I think her name was Sam. Was it called back? We got back together, and like because we were like super strong friends, and like we would talk and we would call and everything. We're just like, you know, screw it, let's just try again. I mean, a lot of people say like, oh, don't go back together because if you broke up once, it's never gonna happen. It's like, you're wrong, Bodo. I'm sorry.
That's not necessarily always the case, but a lot of the time it is, and I've learned that. So.
Yeah. So like we are completely comfortable with each other, and like we have the relationship that should be. Like, it functions the way a normal relationship should. And like, so like right now she's not in town, so like I plan on getting my license because right now I'm on my permit. So when I get a license and I get a car and I'm used to driving like pretty long distances, I'm gonna go see her. I'm gonna drive up and see her and take her onto a date and do all her favorite things, and then, you know, have fun and take pictures and, you know, do the things that we always talk about. We plan dates. So I think it would be cool, like just an entire like day just doing all the dates that we wanted to do. So
okay, one second. Let me object here. So you're saying that the person we're calling Sam is the one you're currently dating, yes?
no, the
No?
one before Sam. I think her name was Lisa.
Okay, wait. Oh yeah, sorry. Never mind. Continue. Never mind. Okay, yeah. I was
So
just
like,
confused.
So like if we have problems, you know, we work it out. We talk to each other. If we're like sad because like we have a long distance relationship, we'll call or we'll FaceTime, or you know, we'll do the things, or you know, like we function the way that it should function. And like through the past experiences, this is what it led up to.
When earlier, like way earlier in the podcast, when I was talking about how at one point you told me my future girlfriend wants to talk to you, I wasn't talking about the one that you're dating now. I was talking about the one that you named after your favorite candy bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you told the story of her, because if you did, I don't know what her name is, but
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat, yeah.
I don't remember, like, I don't remember much about it because it was kind of really chaotic, and it was like the opposite of what I have now.
That's true. Okay, sorry. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense to the viewers. It just was kind of confusing to me. Sorry about that confusion. So yeah. Well, there's Damien's story. He's in the happy relationship with Sal, so that's cool. And
Lisa.
I am over here starting maybe a relationship with somebody that I met at E11, which is where the story begins.
Man, I wish I could go to E11.
Oh, dude, you're going to next year. I'm bringing you next year. I don't care. I will buy you a ticket.
I'm gonna buy like a fancy equipment and stuff just so we can record while we're there.
That would be so
That'd be
dope.
cool.
That would be so dope, bro. That would be a dream come true, you know. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll let you know when E11's coming up again.
Which will be in like a year.
Yep, next year during summer. So yeah, I went to E11, and before then, like, okay, so 2 years ago at E11. By the way, if you don't know what E11 is, look it up. It's in Utah, which is where we live. So if you don't live by Utah, you probably don't have a chance of going to it unless you want to drive really far or take a plane or however you have to get here.
It's basically miniature Burning Man.
Yeah, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a place in the Nevada desert.
We are a place.
It is the second biggest city in all of Nevada for 1 week every single year.
Oh my god.
It's the only city in Nevada that's bigger is LA or LV. What? Yeah, Las Vegas. Sorry. LV. That is what it's
I'll
called.
caption it.
Okay, yeah. So that's a thing. It's pretty cool. And I've only been to it once back in 2008 when I was 6 years old, maybe 5, not sure. It was either one of the two. But I think I was 6. So basically, it's this really cool event that's basically a week-long party in the middle of a desert with like thousands of people, and E11 or Element
Is it
11.
really hot though?
It's hot, yeah. It's hot, but deal with it. I mean, there's actually a lot of nudists because it's just hot there, and that's not the only reason they're nudists. It's because like nudists like consider the nude body form art.
So there's just hippies.
Yep, naked people walking around. It's pretty chill.
I don't care about that part.
Me neither. I'm chill with it. I don't really care.
I just want to go so I can go in that hammock thing.
Dude. Oh, dude, it wasn't here. It wasn't there at E11 this year.
Why?
It pissed me off. I don't know. I really wanted to go in it. I went to Element 11, and basically it's just like a mini Burning Man. It's a 4-day long party in the middle of a desert with a bunch of people, like 100 plus people, in the middle of the Utah desert, and it's pretty cool. You burn things. Basically, also the main premises of the Burning Man is that there's a giant like statue of a man that like they burn down, and there's also like a temple that they burn down. Like they burn the man first, and then they burn the temple at the end of the festival, like at like 4 a.m. or something like that. They just burn it down. It's just an art form. Like I don't know who started it. Well, actually, I do know who started it. I don't remember what his name is, but they talked about it at 11 this year. Basically, they just made a little man out of sticks and burnt it, and they decided like let's make this an annual thing, and they started doing it every single year. But every year they made the man bigger and bigger and bigger, and then the festival started to like get like traction, and everyone started to go there, and it was really cool. It was like this really beautiful thing that happened, and basically from that stemmed off Element 11 and many other Burning Man related events around. Not even parodies. They're like ran by the people that are like associated with Burning Man.
Oh.
They're just like miniature versions basically, and it's just as cool. I mean, at least E11 is. I don't know about the other ones because I've only been to one other one, which was pretty cool, but like it wasn't as good as E11. And yeah, I don't know. E11 is awesome though. I've been going like ever since they started letting kids back in, which was 2015, maybe 16. I'm not sure. I think it was 16. But yeah. So the first year I went, I met this kid. We're gonna call him. Let's call him Steve. So I met this kid named Steve, and Steve was pretty chill, I thought. And then basically, the second year I just hung out with Steve again, and then the third year, which was this year, I hung out with Steve again. But this time, Steve had told me that he was gonna bring his ex-girlfriend, which I thought was kind of weird. And we're gonna
Come on, dude, really?
We're gonna call the ex-girlfriend Corey, because yeah, Corey, sure. And so basically I thought it was weird. I thought because like he basically said like she's my ex-girlfriend, but we're like just pretty chill now, so we're still friends and there's like nothing, like no hate between us and whatnot. And that was kind of a lie. And basically when we went there, it seemed pretty chill at first. Like it just seemed like, yeah, they're exes, woo, they're just friends, you know. But then like at the first night is when I noticed something weird, and when like it seemed like they were together again, which was really weird to me because they had been exes, and I thought that would be like really awkward. Like if I were to bring my ex to the place and we had like recently broken up and we were just chill, I mean, I think it would just be so awkward if we were just like not permanently but temporarily together just for the festival, which is exactly what happened with them basically. But it turned out that Steve used Corey for sex during the festival, and afterwards just completely like disregarded her, didn't talk to her or anything. He hasn't talked to her since it happened, and she's been really hurt over it.
I remember you telling me about this. Like she didn't even want to go. He just
She didn't plan to go, and they like hadn't talked for a while after they broke up, and she didn't plan to go because like they were planning to go before they broke up. But then they ended up breaking up, and she was like, yeah, I don't want to go anymore. And I'm glad she did because I met her, and like that's really cool, you know. But she ended up going because basically he randomly saw her in public, and then afterwards texted her and was like, do you want to go to E11 still, but just like as friends? Which was where like I noticed it was kind of sketchy, because once she told me that, I was like, oh wait, Nick lied to me about that. He told me that you were just like friends and just chill, like not just whatever, just like whatever you just told me, you know. And I didn't tell her that, but that's just what I was thinking, you know. And I mean, she could be watching this video right now. I don't even know, but if she is, hi. So basically, this isn't America Got Talent. I gotta stop. Sorry. Okay. So yeah. Steve basically just used her, and I was kind of upset about it. Not because she was my friend, or not because I liked her. And I mean, when I met her, we did hang out like quite a bit during that. But like, Steve was with us most of the time. But like sometimes like Steve just ditched her, and she ended up just hanging out with me for a little while. It was pretty cool. We just kind of hung out and did random stuff, just walked around. You know, it was fun. And then yeah, that was all. That was as far as it went at E11. But then after we got back, it was a few days, and I just kind of disregarded her in my mind. I was like, yeah, I probably won't talk to her again. You know, she's probably just like a one-time person. But then I opened my phone one day, and I saw that she sent me a friend request on Facebook, and I was like, hi. And so I accepted it, and I was like, hello. Like, yeah, I was like, hello. Like, I answered a phone. No, but I just messaged her on Messenger, and I was like, hey, what's up? You know, just kind of like normally talking to her. And that's when she started telling me about what. Sorry, so Steve. That's when she started telling me about what Steve did, and that's kind of when I like decided like I don't like anyone who does that shit to anyone is someone I don't want to like be friends with and that I don't want to be associated with, because that's a really messed up thing to do. And
savage.
And I didn't just decide this because like I was friends with Corey, but just like simply because like I just, even if it was anyone that he did that to, I wouldn't want to be friends with him still, because like it's just, to me, that's really messed up, and I don't want to be associated with someone who does that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically after that happened, we just started texting. Me and Corey just started texting a lot, and like we started texting like before Lily broke up with me and like went berserk, and then like so I kind of went to Corey after me and Lily broke up to like talk to her about it, because like I don't know why, it just felt like she was the right person to talk about it. I don't know why, but like that's what happened.
The person you're talking to all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, we talked through it, and I talked to her about Steve and like how she was hurt over it and stuff. Basically, I talked to Steve again because like at the time I didn't really want to like tell Steve like I know what you did and I don't want to be your friend anymore. And so I just kind of talked to him a little bit, and he ended up telling me that basically he thinks that E11 would have been better without Corey, and that he shouldn't have brought her. And I was like, oh, that's. I told Corey that, and she was like, you know what? For a fact now, I know that like I'm completely over him. I don't like have any feelings for him anymore. I'm not hurt over it. It just pisses me off. And she like ranted to me for a while about it, and then she kept saying, sorry, I'm ranting to you. Sorry, I ranted to you. Like, I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, I'm here to listen. I want to help you out, you know? And, like, it was at that moment I kind of realized, like, I think I like her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she actually noticed, like, pretty soon after that, apparently. But, like, I didn't know she noticed because she just didn't really say anything about it until, like, a while later when we were playing this game. We were playing, like, 20 questions or something like that. Basically, we just, like, asked each other questions and we had to be truthful about it. And, she asked me, what is my biggest regret? And I told her that my biggest regret was not telling the person I liked that I liked her. And, like, because, like, I feel like I don't think she likes me. And I mean, she might, I have no idea, but if she does, she hasn't, like, given me any signs or anything. And I basically talked to her about her as if she was another girl that I was thinking about. And she saw right through it. And basically she was like, okay, I have a question now. And I was like, okay, ask it. And then she's like, actually, no, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll ask you tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay. And then the next day,
Gotta make you think about it.
the next day, the question was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Who is the girl? And we were playing this game. I have to answer truthfully. So I told her it was her. And she told me she knew for a while that I liked her and just didn't say anything about it. So yeah, that's a thing. And then I asked her if she liked me, and she said she doesn't really know yet because she doesn't know me well enough. And so we've just been talking for a while. We just talk like all the time, and we have since then. And then she told me that like she wants to get to know me better before she decides if she likes me. And we just kept on talking, and me and her pretty much both know like everything about each other and like everything about like what happened in our past. And once we realized that, I was like, so how about now? And she was like, I don't really know you. I know I said I needed to get to know you better, but like to me that's more than just like knowing your story. I want to hang out. I need to like actions speak louder than words, you know? And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And so I was like, so hang out like a date? And she's like, sure. So we're gonna go on a date. We don't know when yet, but we're trying to figure that out for now. But like we're not actually really together yet. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Just gonna go hang out.
Yep. So this might be the start of something new for me. Who knows? It depends on what she decided, but like from what I've said, I'm pretty sure she would like me if I really am like that, which I promise I am. But like she just needs to see it in person, you know, and that's understandable because like trust issues and whatnot. So yeah, that was my entire story, everything about my entire love life up until this moment, and now you know. No more secrets.
Alright guys, so it is becoming to the last part of the podcast.
Yes.
This part's going to be called questions and answers. So the first one is going to be about running out of things to talk about. So like I've had this a few times. Honestly, I would just talk about like their passions, and I would like just switch it to like getting to know them better, or switching the subject. It's like just refreshing something or talking about something else. Just
Okay.
helps
I mean,
revitalize
I
the
was
fire.
actually the one who suggested this like issue.
Well, you did all of them pretty much.
Yeah, I did suggest all of these issues that he's about to list to you. So what I meant by this was like in my past, and like what I've like realized is like with Lily, I kind of ran out of stuff to talk to with her because like it was long distance. All we could really do was talk. And so when I kind of ran out of stuff to talk to her about, you know, it just kind of got boring. And I mean, in reality, like to me that was kind of a problem because it was long distance. What else are we supposed to do, right? Like she didn't play video games or anything, so we couldn't like do that together, you know. And at that point is probably when I should have realized like this isn't gonna work. But like no, I made the mistake of continuing to be with her so that she could go berserk and hurt me. But you know, it's okay because I'm not hurt anymore. But she the similar thing kind of happened with Corey, because we both knew each other so well, we kind of ran out of things to talk about. And basically my solution to that, like once you get to that point, if you just talk to someone a lot and like you just run out of things to talk to them about, if you get to that point, I'd say like I kind of ran out of things to talk about with Corey. And like at that point in a relationship, like when you just have talked it out and you just like there's not really much to talk about anymore, that's when you should start planning like to meet up. And like when you're actually in person, it like flows a lot more smoothly than like over like a phone, you know.
Yeah, it changes it, like, and it's a different experience than,
Yeah.
you know. So like,
So that's my solution to that.
yeah, so like a few things is like you should ask about their day or talk about the current environment and like their life, or
Yeah,
you know,
good.
tell stories about past experiences. I mean, it's good to get to know each other like through past relationships. It's like that's the thing that you can learn about other people through, like, I know you're not
Just
supposed to
talking.
bring out it all the time, but I mean, you should just tell them about it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to keep it a secret.
At least.
And then talk about things that you don't know about each other. Like, learning about each other is a lot about the relationship. That's what it should be about,
Yeah.
is seeing if you're compatible. So, question number 2 is distance relationships. When the partner can't be in town for some reason, or like, okay, so it's like distance relationships. I know it's like kind of hard to do it. You know, I have one right now. So basically what we do is we plan to like go meet up at some time, or, you know, have a plan up to save up so that you can move, or plan so you can save and to come visit, or, you know, just things like that is really easy. Like sometimes all it takes is just a Skype call, or sometimes it takes just sending letters to each other, because it's kind of cool. Like, you know, you got something that you can keep forever and put it in like a little box.
All right. Also, another like little opinion of mine on long distance relationships. If you met them in person and then you just like are kind of far away for like whatever time or for whatever reason, like that's totally fine with me, to be honest. But like in my opinion, if you met somebody online and then decide to pursue a long distance relationship with them, that is most definitely, or at least most likely, not gonna work. There's very few cases where it does work, but usually what ends up happening is you're just too used to talking to each other online, and then when you do finally meet up, it's just really awkward, and it just kind of like ruins it.
Honestly, it's like you just gotta know that it's gonna be very hard.
Yeah.
Type of thing. You know?
Online relationships usually don't work. That's all I'm gonna say. If you want to have one, I don't care. I'm not gonna control you, but like I'm telling you now, before you make a mistake, it's probably better not to do that.
Yeah. Question for you is like awkwardness. So for me, and as you know, that I'm completely oblivious to it, is I'm always awkward.
Yeah, you are.
It's like it's kind of a cool thing for me. I mean, sometimes it helps me out. Like people think like the girl that I'm talking to now, my girlfriend, she thinks it's cute that it's like I'm kind of an awkward person. It's like the way I do things is awkward, and like it's just kind of funny, just be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
It's like it's just you'll experience it all the time, and honestly you just build up your confidence, and
Yep.
that's what you gotta do, and that's it. I mean,
if you're an awkward person, or like if just like things between you and your crush or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, right? If things between you are kind of awkward, just kind of like try to find something that you both like to do, like maybe like watch a show or movie together, or like if you both play video games, play some games together, and that should help. Like the more time you spend together, the less awkward it'll probably like end up being.
yeah, that's a good thing. Like similarities, like find yourself in similarities in between each other. Talk about things that you like. Keep the like if you don't like talking about something super personal, just keep it light. You don't have to talk about this if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And then stuff like realize you're not alone. Like everybody gets awkward. Like if you're getting awkward or you feel awkward, just talk to somebody. Tell them, or even just tell them that like I'm sorry, I'm kind of awkward. Like, and then like you can kind of make up a joke about it or something. It's like just be aware, type of thing. Work to overcome your shyness is a really good thing. Like learn to not be so shy. Like just be within yourself, and you'll be good. And acknowledge your feelings. Like sometimes like in relationships it's awkward because you don't like really acknowledge anything, so you just acknowledge it, and it'll help a lot. Like I promise you, it's happened to me a couple of times. You got anything?
No, I have discussed this topic enough. What's the next one?
So question 4 is not talking enough or fighting. So like you guys like constantly fight, or like honestly I haven't done like I haven't experienced the fighting thing because I don't like to fight. I just like to talk things through, and that's like a really good thing to do. Is
in my opinion, when I mean I didn't exactly suggest that. What I suggested is like pacing, like taking it too slow or like rushing into the relationship. I don't know if Damien put this one in or something, but like my opinion on this is if you are ever like arguing with your loved one with like about anything, like make sure that it's worth arguing about. Like if you're arguing about like, oh, you don't talk to me enough and I think you should talk to me more, and you start arguing about that, I'd say that's a fair subject to argue about, because like in a relationship you should be talking. But like to be honest, you shouldn't even have to argue about that. You should just be doing it all the time. But like if you're arguing over something like, oh, you spend way too much time shopping or whatever, like that's dumb. You shouldn't argue about that. Let them be who they are. If you don't like who they are, then break up with them. You don't want to change them. That's messed up, right?
Yeah, it's like just learn about them more. It's like don't fight over stupid things, and then like like if you're fighting too much where it becomes just a constant thing, like you fight more than you actually enjoy the other part,
break up with
like
them.
The good part. Yeah, just end it or figure it out, because like it's just gonna keep going on, and it's just if you just don't do anything about it, it's just gonna keep happening, and it could become abusive. Like
if that ever becomes physical in any way, break up with them immediately. You don't want to risk that. You don't want to risk being put in the hospital over shoes or some shit, you know? It's not worth it.
Yeah, if like that's think about abusive relationships aren't good, and it's like it's unhealthy for you, and like it's like I've seen so many cases about people that I know that it's like, oh, he hurting me, blah blah blah, and it's like, but I know that he loves me. It's like
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
No.
He does not. And here's the thing.
It's an illusion. Like, there's other people that can love you even better.
Yeah. You're definitely not compatible with someone if you're constantly fighting. And here's another thing. If it is ever taken to a physical level, and I've heard of this happening before, people say like, oh yeah, I'm in an abusive relationship, but I can't leave it because if I do, he will kill me or he will like hospitalize me. And
like,
sometimes that is the case, but like if that is the case, you shouldn't be worrying about it. You should just call. Hello. This portion of the podcast will be called Ken Does Science and Shit. Not really. I don't know what it's called.
I'm actually gonna edit that.
Oh, okay, cool. So basically, now this, by the way, I'm going to be kind of, calling back to a really intelligent conversation I had with my good friend Thojo a while ago. Thojo's a really cool guy, but me and him were just talking, and the topic kind of came up that, you know, love is fake. And now let me explain. Some of you might be thinking, what the fuck? That makes no goddamn motherfucking sense. Why am I swearing so much? I'm not fucking Keemstar, you know? but for real, sorry. For real, we were talking about it, and basically, he explained to me that how it works in nature, like how love works in nature, isn't exactly how it works with human beings. Like, think about, like, wolves, right? You know, they fight for the girl, you know, like the alpha male wins. That's usually, like, generally how it works, and I mean, as much as that sounds kind of, like, fucked up to human standards, but, like, you know, that's how it works in wolf culture. You know, like, a lot of animals don't actually get to reproduce just simply because they're not as good as someone else, and that's kind of just how it works, you know? And, in human nature, that's not how it works at all. But, like, think about it. If there was, like, just imagine some absolutely perfect person, some complete supermodel. They don't need love. They can just, bam, they have a partner, you know, just with the snap of their fingers. Like, think about it. Like, they could have anyone that they wanted, like, pretty much because of how, like, perfect they were. And, you know, that's kind of how it sort of works in, like, the animal cultures, like I was saying earlier about the wolves. Like, the perfect person gets the people, you know? But, like, they're not people because they're animals. You know what I'm saying? So it's essentially, like, it evolved in humans, this emotion, this feeling that we kind of call love. It just evolved in us so that the, like, non-perfect people could still reproduce. Because, you know, humans are self-aware, and they thought it would be fucked up if only, like, the best possible people could reproduce. So, yeah, that's kind of an interesting topic, kind of, like, an interesting thing to think about. Like, love is not natural. It's this really weird, unnatural thing that only humans can do. But it exists, so just think about that. Like, if you're having love problems, that shit's fake. You feel me? But yeah, I just kind of felt that was, like, this was a good time to throw that into a podcast, because, like, this was kind of on the relationship, or, like, the love kind of topic, you know? So that's basically what that was. So yeah, just a quick little science shit. And back to Damien.
Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. The next podcast will be about what?
It will be about public speaking and, you know, just helping with speech, because this guy right here says like or so every 2.5 seconds. And he fucking hates it because he has to edit this shit, and he edits it out, apparently. I don't know, I haven't seen it. But...
I've edited a lot of it out. So, if you don't know how much you have to edit...
It's a lot.
Just think of the word like. It takes how many seconds? It probably takes like half a second.
Like.
I've edited out 15 minutes of that.
15 minutes
That's
of just
a
like?
lot.
Oh my god, that is a lot. Alright, well...
It's like I could put it all at the end, and you just hear like, infinitely.
That would be kind of a funny montage of just you saying like over and over again.
There's probably gonna be some guy that edits that. Like,
that would be funny.
Also, we'll be talking about in it, because we kind of want to add to it. We're gonna talk about like performances, because you've done theater and I've done music. So we're gonna talk about that as well.
But yeah,
So yeah,
stay tuned for that. If you want to see it, it'll be uploaded sometime next week, maybe even this week. It depends. So yeah, we will see you guys in the next one. This has been Doom Podcasts. I've been Kenzin, and this has been by Axel. And
signing out.
we're signing out. See ya. That didn't because
Don't skip.
It's complicated. Don't skip. I skip. Oh fuck.